Hey, it's Jonathan. Thanks for joining me today. Hope this video finds you in good fortune. Today I want to talk about a project I've talked about a number of times. You can find a number of videos on my channel covering the Iamx project. I believe it's one of the most important projects in our time. I think it's essential to Web3, the blockchain, and the future. Make sure you check out our blockchain friends, Magic Square NFT. Excellent project. All things branding, graphics. They're helping us pull our graphics and stuff together. Art by Nora. She's got a local show coming up, some NFTs. Excellent oil painter. And Carta Station, they have their mint going on right now. You want to make sure you check their mint out. They're the first playable metaverse, and they have their income properties, so that you're going to be able to take and receive a portion of the income taken up off the properties. Like for instance, Stadium, if they have an event, then you'll be able to reap some of those rewards. So make sure you check those out. Excellent projects. All right, so Iamx is the identity solution, the premier identity solution being built on Cardano, and they had an AMA that I want to discuss. Last weekend. I'm going to give you the points on it. They have another AMA coming up this weekend. I encourage you to check it out, tune in, and make sure you tune in that so you can hear all the latest stuff. You know, the identification is going to be so important in the future concerning the blockchain. What information is kept? What information is stored on the blockchain or off the blockchain. Just right off the bat, I want to let you know that Iamx, the identity solution, the information is not stored on the blockchain. So with the Iamx identification, you're going to actually be able to, it's going to make your identity even be more personal, because you're going to be able to, and more private, you're going to be able to present your ID without anybody being able to see your information. This is the way that I see it forming. It's going to be decentralized, and imagine having ability to go somewhere, show your ID, and nobody see it, but it still approves you because you have a digital handshake. And just really fascinating. I believe it's very important. I encourage you to check out their website. They're rebuilding it right now. And their Discord, I'll put a link to their Discord in the description of this video so that you can check out all that stuff. We're going to cover everything from ISPO to, we're going to answer a lot of questions in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. This is going to be, it's just going to be a breakdown of the minutes from their last AMA. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, the token is used when creating or verifying an ID. So this is concerning their Iamx token, and we're going to get into their ISPO, how to acquire the Iamx token as well. So the token is used whenever you're going to create or verify ID. These are the use cases for the token. Who pays for the transaction when using the Iamx service? One token is needed to create or verify identification. The verifier pays the transaction. The identity solution is 100% free to the user. So the user, just now as you use your ID, it's going to be free for you to use. It's the verifier that would pay for these transactions. Okay. The Iamx verification solution is available to everyone, not just partners. What this was a Twitter space going on, and there were questions being asked. So the question was, who is it available? Is it just available to partners? What I've done too, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, is here's timestamps. So I will link the Twitter space, the recording the Twitter space in this video. If you want to go back, I've tried to cover a lot of it, a lot of the highlights, the important issues, things that stood out to me. But I'm sure there's a lot of goodies in here that I've missed. And if you want to go back and check it out, I encourage you to do so. And these are timestamps if you want to go back and listen to a specific section from what I've jotted down, the notes I've jotted down here. Okay, so at 26 minutes. if companies partner up with Iamx, Iamx will handle the integration process. So if there's a partnership, then Iamx is going to handle the integration process. There will also be a SDK, open SDK, also for anyone to integrate the Iamx solution to their own website. So if you're a developer and you just want to integrate it yourself, then there will be a SDK for that. Imx is also working on plugins for third-party companies like WordPress and Shopify. Concerning the Imx ISPO, the delegation center is up and running. Imx is currently making the calculations for the bonus rewards. The rewards should be live shortly. So the best way to get to the delegation center is, I think I have it up here. Best way to get to the delegation center is you can follow a direct link, which is this link right here, and join their Discord and check that link out. It's underneath the delegation center. Can you see that? Let's see. You can't see that. It's underneath their delegation center. Little section right there, and make sure you can put your staking address in the delegation center, and you can pull up your bonus rewards if you have bonus rewards if you've been staked with them. All right, let's see. Also concerning the delegation center, Iamx is already teamed up with some undisclosed metaverses to be announced soon. Iamx cannot give all the details, but Iamx cannot give all the details. These are my words right here, but it sounds like the holders of some kind of special NFT that's going to have to do with this metaverse. They'll be linked to the metaverse, to the delegation center, and to Discord. Some stake pools, and will grant special access to Discord groups. So what Iamx is doing is they're taking their Discord. What they were saying in the interview is that their delegation center, they started to build it just simply for to receive their tokens, so that you can log on and receive their tokens from delegating to their stake pool, right? But it's kind of taken a whole life of its own. It's going to be a complete platform, and they're going to use it to distribute NFTs and partner tokens and all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be almost a central hub of what they're doing, and they're going to have a lot of. Sounds like to me they're going to have a lot of plugins. You really want to, if you're interested in this, I really think this is going to be a big part. They have a wallet coming along, and with their delegation center, this might be an intricate part of everything that they're doing. It sounds like to me, a little bit of speculation there, but from what I gather, it sounds like their delegation is really going to be a central hub to a lot of what they do and what their partners do. The delegation center will also play a part in cashback rewards because they're partnered with the cashback app thing, as Iamx partners with the cashback app. Okay. So it sounds like the delegation center will be the central hub for Iamx and will be integrated with their partners. It will function like drip drops, distributing Iamx tokens and partner tokens and rewards. So their delegation center is going to be, sounds like they're one of their central hubs. And they discussed this at 29 minutes. It was very interesting what they were talking about. If you do check out the video, make sure you check out that, or the Twitter space that I link in this. Make sure you check out that as well. At 35 minutes, they discussed the onboarding process and how to create an identity. The first way to complete KYC is with a third party, and then import the data directly into the Iamx system. The second way is to receive an invitation letter, for instance, from your employer, which will contain a QR code. You will then complete two-factor authentication and download your information from your employer's database. Third way will be to directly import information from another verified document, for example, your electronic passport. So these are going to be the 3 ways to verify your identity. When you get your ID, to apply for your ID. At 41 minutes, Iamx discussed their connection to Atla Prism, right? So this, if you don't know what Atla Prism is it is the basically the identity portion of the Cardano blockchain. It's a project being built on with Iamx Q A, and it is the identity portion of Cardano. So this is the foundation to basically what the identity is being run through. Okay. So very intricate, very important. If you don't know about Cardano, how Cardano, the governance system is with Cardano and everything, I encourage you to check that out. But Alaprism is basically one of the foundations of all the identity stuff that's being built on Cardano. Okay. The question was asked, can one KYC through IMX? Uh, at this time, no, you cannot. At this time, you cannot KYC through IMX, but after you have completed your KYC, you can use IMX identity in place of a KYC or as a repeatable KYC. All right. Having your KYC done through IMX is something that may be possible in the future. So what this is this is your KYC is kind of like the approval on your ID. Like, so when you go get your driver's license, your state ID, or whatever form of ID you get that initial ID you have in your hand, and then you can go around and show it to people. Well, the IMX is basically the portion where you can show it to people. The KYC is the initial applying for the ID and getting the ID. Just to put it in some kind of terms that we can understand. So you don't actually apply for the ID through IMX. What happens is the KYC comes back, IMX creates that ID, and then you have it so that you can digitally use it wherever you want to use it. Question at 47 minutes. A question was asked. The question was asked. Let's see, 47 minutes. A question was asked concerning the details of the ISPO. You can acquire the IMX token by delegating to IMX stake pools. Rewards are withdrawn through the delegation center. Okay, so the question was asked, how are you, what are the details? How do you join the ISPO? What you want to do is you want to delegate to the IMX stake pool, and then again, all your rewards are going to be done through the delegation center. That's what they're building up. Seems like to be their central hub. Delegation Center. All the details can be found on Iamx Discord. Make sure you join their Discord if you're interested in this project. Everybody should be interested in this project, really. In my opinion, everybody should be interested in this project. Token use case were discussed. So the token is only going to be used to create and to verify identifications. That's really the use case for it. That's the utility it has. Tokenomics were, at 54 minutes, tokenomics were discussed. When the onboarding process takes place, consumers will receive a generation 1 token. So what this is tokens have generations. Okay, you have 1 through 5 generations, and it's based on a Fibonacci sequence. If you're not familiar with the Fibonacci sequence, Google it, look it up. Fibonacci sequence is found in pretty much all nature. If you look at pine cones, if you look at seashells, the Fibonacci sequence is present. The way leaves form, trees, branches on trees, Fibonacci sequence is a natural sequence, right? It's one of the natural sequences, and this is how they built their token. Okay. So what you have is you have 5 generations of tokens. You have the first generation, which is 1 token, second generation, which is 1 token, third generation, which is 2 tokens. Fibonacci sequence is created by adding the last 2 numbers to receive the next number. So you have 1, 1, 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 1 is 4, right? So it just goes on like from there, okay? So you take the last 2 numbers. I actually said that wrong. 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 2 is 5. Okay, so that's actually how it works. So you take the last previous 2 numbers. Yeah, 4 is not in there. You take the previous 2 numbers and then you add those together, which gives you the nenext number in the Fibonacci sequence. The good thing about this is this allows for decentralized distribution. You don't have a company saying, okay, well, we're going to drop, 1,000,000 coins here and 1,000,000 coins there. What happens in this sequence is that the coins distribute themselves. As there is demand for the coins, then the coins multiply and they distribute themselves. So this is really a decentralized way to do it. You find this all nature too. You find this all over nature. So it's just a genius way to distribute the coins naturally without being able to control the market. You don't want people dumping and pumping and dumping the market, and this is a decentralized way to create the tokens. It's just a great way to do it. So what happens is you receive when the onboarding process takes place, consumers will receive a generation 1 token. When a generation 1 token is used, it will automatically be burnt. At that time, the wallet of the generation 1 token will receive a generation 2 token. That can be used for oneself, others, or even a business. So you're going to be able to create business identities as well in the future. The token ties your identity to a wallet, and a wallet can hold multiple identities. So you'll be able to hold your identity, your business identity, whatever, and this is going to be tied to your phone basically. So you'll be able to you'll have your wallet right there on your phone and your identity right there on your phone to use it as needed. Okay. When a Generation 2 token is burnt, the wallet that originated the Generation 1 token will receive 2 Generation 3 tokens. Okay. So what happens is whoever receives the first generation token is going to receive the benefits of the multiples of this Fibonacci sequence. So, okay, say I have a Generation 1 token. I use it for myself. I receive a Generation 2 token, and I give that token to somebody else. They have it in their wallet. They spend it. Well, when they spend it, I'm going to receive 3 Generation 3 tokens, right? So, because I was the originator of that wallet. So whatever wallet that your first generation 1 token is deposited in, then that's going to be registered on the blockchain, and you're going to want to hang on to that wallet because that's how you receive the further rewards from. And it's really it's the generation 1 token holders that are going to receive this benefit. So this is why you want to be in the ISPO, is because the coins that are being distributed through the ISPO are Generation 1 tokens, and they can be sold and all that kind of stuff. But that first wallet that they're deposited into is going to be the wallet of origin that you're going to want to hang on to, so that you'll make sure you get those further rewards down the road. The tokens multiply up to 12. Okay. So Generation 1 token will receive 2 Generation 3 tokens. This process is in spite of whoever uses the Generation 2 tokens. So just what I said, it doesn't matter who's using the tokens. It's the wallet of the origin, the original Generation 1 token, that's going to receive the benefit. This process continues up to Generation 5 according to the Fibonacci sequence. The original wallet of the Generation 1 token will always be the beneficiary of the Fibonacci duplication of tokens. Tokens are not only used to create identities, but to verify them. So when somebody burns a token or uses a token to create or to verify an ID, then that's when this sequence is going to take place. Okay. At 1 hour and 30 minutes, Iamx discussed token generations. All generations of tokens will be burnt when used except for the 5th generation, which will be returned to Iamx. Examples of rewards is if you delegate. So we're going into the rewards that you can see from delegating to the pool, to their stake pool. Okay, and this is the example they gave. If you delegate 1,460 ADA for a year to Iamx pool, you will receive 73 Generation 1 tokens. Okay, so your rewards will be 73 Generation 1 tokens. This is equal to 1 Iamx token per epoch, or epoch. Okay, per epoch. After the generations are spent, 1 through 5, the 73 tokens will equal 876. So through this Fibonacci sequence, as they're spent, then you're going to be receiving those tokens, and those 73 tokens will turn into 876 tokens. comparing the utility of Iamx token to present day cost of KYC. So if you would have to go and KYC for this company and then KYC for that company, because if you've been in the crypto space for any time, then you know that every company wants you to KYC. Well, you're going to, instead of having to KYC every time, you're going to be able to just present your IMX identity, okay? So KYC, and this is going to roll over into other stuff that's just not cryptocurrency pretty soon. They're working on, they have like booths and stuff in real world applications, not just cryptocurrency. So this is going to roll over in everyday life. Okay, so the utility of IMX token to present day cost of KYC for companies. Companies usually pay around $10, or they based it in euros, but the euro and the dollar are so close right now that I just rolled over into dollars because, hey, I'm from America, right? So around $10. If IMX can deliver their service for even $1.60, this will mean a multiplier of 1.6 times 876 for a total of 1,401 basically. So there's also a staking bonus. After staking for 10 epochs, you will receive a 20% bonus. So on top of this, where was the total right here? On top of this 876 tokens, you've got a staking bonus, right? After 10 epochs, you will receive a 20% bonus. This bonus continues to add up. Every 10 epochs, it is possible to reach 70% bonus. Okay, so you're talking about a 70% bonus plus, if you're staking by the 4th of July all the way to December 1st, then everything is going to be doubled. Okay, so you're going to receive double rewards. So if you've been thinking about this project, or you're just finding out about this project and you want to stake, make sure you check out the IMX pool. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or comment on this video, and I'll see what I can do to answer your questions. Also, make sure you comment on this video and like this video. It helps spread the word, helps get the video out there, and I really do appreciate it. So make sure you do that. At 1 hour and 11 minutes, the discussion on how token generations work. After all 5 generations of tokens are used, the 5th generation token will return to IMX and quite possibly used for liquidity. So, I mean, how many times are these tokens, once we get out to the 5th generation, then they're going to be used for liquidity. There's going to need to be more tokens put back in the market. So that's how these are going to be. And like I said, you can go to any of these areas, time-stamped any of these areas, and check out their Twitter space if you want to actually listen to what was talked about. Just trying to give you a brief overview, kind of wet your whistle, right? Generation of tokens along with Fibonacci sequence ensures that only the right supply of tokens are released to the market. Tokens are automatically released as they are used. So decentralized release of tokens. At 1 hour 19 minutes, IMX started on, they're talking about Cardano. IMX started on Cardano. IMX will be multi-chained or multi-ledgered. IMX started building on Cardano because Cardano is inexpensive to use and scalable. The IMX token is native to Cardano and will only live on the Cardano blockchain. However, it's going to be a multi-blockchain, right? So regardless of what blockchain you decide to create your ID on, the cost will be IMX token plus the gas fee of your blockchain of choice. So what's going to happen is the IMX token is always going to remain on the Cardano blockchain. But you can purchase your ID or have your ID created on other blockchains, and it will be the gas fee plus one of those IMX tokens. If you lose the original wallet that your first generation token was delivered to, you will lose access to all further generations of tokens. Don't lose your wallet. Okay, so this goes back to what I was saying about how, wherever that first generation token, the wallet that generation token 1 was deposited to, if you lose access to that wallet, you're pretty much done, right? So just don't lose you're done with all those extra rewards you have, so just don't lose your wallet. The question was asked at 1 minute and 26 seconds. 1 hour 26 seconds. The question was asked: does IMX keep a database, or where is my data kept? Okay, if you use one of IMX's secured terminals, your data will only be briefly kept in the terminal while your ID is being created. Okay, so even if you're using one of their terminals, if you don't know about their terminals, they have terminals with biometrics on them where you can go and create these IDs. Your data is only going to be there very briefly. Your data is not stored on the blockchain. Okay, after your ID is created, your data will only be kept on your personal wallet. Okay, there is no centralized or decentralized database of your data. Okay, so your data is not going to go to some database somewhere. And so what this allows for, this allows for you to be identified without anybody ever seeing your identity. This is going to be a whole lot more secure than your identity. You won't have to give your ID to somebody. Basically, you're just going to have to present your your digital code. It creates a digital handshake for your from your wallet, and that's going to be that. You're not going to, it's not going to be, here's my name and my address and all that kind of stuff. Your ID is going to be, it's going to be a digital ID. It's decentralized ID, so it's actually going to be more secure than a physical ID. Okay. To the best of their knowledge, IMX, they were talking about regulations. To the best of their knowledge, IMX meets the requirements for GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations, and AML, anti-money laundering regulations in all countries. So, 1 minute 31. 1 hour 31. The question was asked: how is IMX preventing identity theft? Like Iamx, if somebody can steal your information and make an ID, then it's still going to be possible to do that as long as there's IDs and they can be created. Then this is what's going to happen. Although if you use their terminal with the biometrics, then you're going to have added layers of security, and your biometrics will be um, preeminent over any other form of ID when creating an ID. So the more forms of identification that you have to you, the stronger the ID will be. If you understand that. Okay, preventing thefts. How is IMX preventing thefts? If the identification is created with the Iamx terminal, the identity is created through biometrics. Therefore, your identity is secured with your personal attributes. To steal one identity, one would have to go through the usual process of acquiring documentations on a person. The securing factor of the IMX identity is that you are ID'd through a mathematical equation in a digital handshake. Therefore, you're not spreading your personal information around as you use your ID. Just like just like you would with your IDs, you're not spreading that information around. It's all digital handshake, so you're not having to worry about presenting your ID to this person and that person and all that kind of stuff. Is it possible for the government to ban IMX ID? The short answer is well, I'll just read it to you. IMX is decentralized. The government would have to ban all crypto wallets. However, the government could ban IMX by proxy through prohibiting specific verifiers locally in that region from accepting IMX. So if if a government prevented the verifiers from from accepting Iamx ID, then it would be banned in that region. And I'd like to say here there's actually benefits for the government to allow something like this to take place because, for instance, tax purposes, and a number of different purposes, the ID is going to be, it's of course stuff that we don't really, like to talk about, but governments are interested in taxes, and there's a number of use cases that this would benefit the government, right? All right, overview of the Iamx Marketplace. The marketplace will connect buyer and seller Management of all transactions will be done by the identity wallet, which will be available for iOS, right, and Android. Okay, so they're coming out with a wallet, is what they're doing. So this identity is going to be located in your wallet. They're going to have the identity wallet, and I believe this is going to be connected directly to the delegation center, right? So it's going to be like a whole ecosystem they're building here. Android and 4 different browser plugins. Okay, so the wallet's going to be available in multiple cases. Identity verifiers will be integrated by API. Monetization is done with the Iamx token. The marketplace should be live in the second half of 2022. There should be a beta version in the next month or so. Okay, so we can look forward to the wallet that's coming out. How 1 hour 44 minutes. How will you be able to sell the Iamx token? The Iamx token is free, and one will be distributed free with each phone to the consumer. It is the verifier that uses the Iamx token. There are various ways to sell the Iamx token to the marketplace, especially by payment infrastructures that make it possible to use various forms of fiat and crypto. The form of purchase in this case is determined by the verifier. This payment infrastructure allows for countries that it is illegal to pay in cryptocurrency to use fiat for payment instead. So there's going to be multiple types of ways to sell the token, buy and sell the token, and even buy and sell it with fiat. What are the first countries that Iamx is targeting for marketing? Iamx is in talks with 2 countries in Europe, Canada, United States, certain countries in Asia and Africa. 1 hour 47 minutes. Is Iamx fully decentralized? Iamx is on the path to fully decentralization, even with their token. The token's going to distribute itself, so you can't really get any more decentralized than that, right? 1 hour 55 minutes. Now, before they had their Twitter space, you were able to go into their Discord and ask a couple questions, and there were 10 people chosen from the people that asked questions and they presented these questions in that Twitter space. They received 100 Iamx tokens. So look, they're having another one. I believe it's tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you join their Discord, ask questions. I'm not sure if they're giving away these tokens again, giving more tokens away, but this is what they did last week. They gave 100 tokens away to people that asked questions prior to their Twitter space. So that's about it. Look, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe, watch a video to the end, which you've done if you're listening to this, and comments on the video and likes. It really does help. I appreciate it. The YouTube is a little bit crazy. The stats on YouTube is a little bit crazy, but make sure regardless, make sure you give me a like and a subscribe and comment on the video and all that stuff. So, all right, look, y'all are beautiful, and I will see you next time.